I've known the cool night.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I did this look here. I'm not really sure what to call it. I wanted it to be a reverse smoky eye, so like smoky underneath and not on top. But as you can see when I look down, it's kind of ended up being sort of cut creasy. I don't know what it is. But if you want to see how I did it, then just keep on watching. Okay, so it's a little bit different today because I kind of have no idea what I want to do. I want to do a kind of neutral, wearable, reverse smoky eye, as in smoky on the bottom lashes. But who knows what's going to happen. But it is going to be slightly different because I'm going to start with the bottom lash line and then work my way up rather than doing the top and working my way down, because I don't know, that's just how I'm going to do it. So starting off with MAC Paint Pot in Painterly all over the lid. I haven't done my face yet because I'm anticipating possibly some messy blending. Just taking a teeny bit of that on the lower lash line too. I'll zoom you in a little bit. So I put that all over the lid, but on the very inner corner I'm going to go in with my concealer. I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape and mine's in the shade Light Sand. And that's just because I prefer a bit more of a brightening effect in there rather than taking Painterly all the way across, because Painterly is actually slightly darker than my skin tone. So I'm just going to blend that. So I'm just going to set all of that with what I normally set with, which is Bitter Start from the Zovea Coco Blend palette. I just like it because it's really bright and I like really bright shadow to set my lid. So I'm setting everything, including the concealer on the inner corner here. And I'm just going to run this along my lower lash line too. Starting off with Latte from Makeup Geek, and I'm taking that on the fluffy end of my Eco Tools crease brush. Nothing new to see here. I just realised that I said I'm going to start on the lower lash line and then I totally didn't. But I know I'm doing this bit, so I'll just do this and then we'll move on. Okay, so now we'll take Latte on the lower lash line. And I'm going pretty much all the way to the inner corner, but not quite. So I'm stopping here. I want to leave that brightness in there. And just for now, I'm not going to wing it out. I'm just going to end it right where the eye ends. Or I may end up winging it out, but at the moment, I'm not going. We don't have to be too precise here because we can clean it up afterwards, seeing as we're not wearing foundation. Now I'm going to go for a shade that is very similar to that one, but just slightly deeper, and it's from the Stylo Eyes of the Windows Soul palette. And it's this shade here. I believe it's called Beam. And we'll stay on the fluffier side of the brush for now, and just do exactly the same thing. And then we can go for a darker, again, chocolate brown shade. The one that I have is from the Nars NARSissist palette. Sorry for using a couple of different palettes, but it's just because that's the only browns I have. So I'm using that chocolate shade down the bottom there. I think it's called Montaloo. And now we're going to switch to a finer brush. I'm going to use this pencil brush by Wayne Goss. And we're running this right at the lash line. Opting for thinner, the closer you get to the inner corner. And then you can have it a little bit thicker from about halfway. And I'm probably not going to go any darker than that because I actually want this to be wearable, as I said. Like, well, all makeup is wearable, but I want it to be not too intense. Let's switch back out to the brown from the Stylo shade on the same brush. And now we're going to trace a line from the corner of the eye up through the crease. I'm going to let this shade come on the very outer edge of the lid, and no further in than that. So I'm letting this shadow sit right in my socket so that when I look straight on, as you can see now, you can't really see it, and when I look down you can, and it's giving a real definition and depth in the socket here. Because I don't want that to come any higher, when I'm blending it, I'm going to have to be quite careful. So I'm still going to blend it with the end of the Eco Tools brush, but I'm going to do windscreen wiper motions, keeping the brush straight on and really try not to move that product any higher. So just spend your time there as long as you need, blending it out and building up to the depth that you're happy with. So once you've finished faffing around blending, which does take quite some time, so just be patient with it. Now we're going to line our upper and lower waterline. I'm going to use a black on the upper waterline and a brown on the lower waterline. These are both Chanel stylo yeux. So we don't want that on the lid at all. We want to keep that really nice bright spot on the lid. Now if you want to be just a teeny bit extra, you can take a fine angled eyeliner brush and a black shadow and stamp at the very top in the lash line, but just be very careful to only get the lash line. And I'm only actually going to do it on the very outer edge because I really don't want to take away from the cream shadow on the lids. Then I'm going to curl my lashes and put some mascara on. Actually, before I put mascara on, I'm just going to finish off the eyes. So I'm going to do the inner corner highlight and the brow bone highlight. But before I do that on the brow bone, I'm just going to go back in with a little bit more bitter starch. And so basically I'm highlighting with a matte highlighter first, just to make sure this is all really nice and bright up here. And then I'm going to take the shade Kitten from the same Stylo palette. That's that bright champagne shade there. And that's what we're going to highlight with on the inner corner. And just bring that to connect to where you stopped the shadow on the lower lash line. And otherwise this is a totally matte look. So it's just a little teeny bit of shimmer. And then highlight the brow bone. So just mascara. I'm going to use the Too Faced Better Than Sex one because I just got this in a sample and I really like it, which is saying a lot. If you follow me, you know my addiction to Yves Saint Laurent. Why is that music like this?
I'm slipping sideways.
That is not ideal, but we can clean it. So that's pretty much the eye look done. I'm just going to go and do my foundation and eyebrows and stuff, and I'll be back. Alright guys, so that is what the look looks like. So that's what it looks like finished and complete. I think it looks pretty cool. I'm really happy with it. I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you in my next video.